Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. So it's the 5th of January today. As you can see, we've had a little bit of snow in the veg garden. There's quite a lot on the hills over there as well. So I'm just out today just to give you a little look around and talk to you about what I've got planned for the year. This just got delivered. Uh, this is a Lord Lambourne bare-rooted apple tree sent from Thompson and Morgan. Because I was recently featured on one of their blogs on their website. They used one of my videos, and as a thank you, they sent me this apple tree. So that's quite nice of them. So I'll be potting that up at some point. And I've got a few things in the greenhouse. Got some onion sets. Got my garlic still needs planting out. And online, I ordered some elephant garlic corms. They're not the cloves, they're the little corms that grow around the cloves. So when they turn up, I'll be planting them out as well. Anyway, guys, so just going to give you a real quick update on what's going on and discuss plans for this year on the veg garden. So, got a feeling it's going to be a good one this year. Lots of plans, lots of things going on to show you. So, I'll get back to you in a second, guys, and we'll make a start. Okay, guys, so we're in the greenhouse now. So I thought I'd just quickly show you a few things. So there's the apple tree that I was talking about a minute ago. So this is a Lord Lambourne. I've never heard of this variety before, but they gave me a choice on the website. I could choose any apple tree. This one looked really interesting. I can't remember much about it, but so if you want to look up that, Lord Lambourne, and should be able to get some more info on that. I'll have to look it up again myself because this was months ago that I ordered that. And that's bare rooted, so I'll be planting that soon. Now is the ideal time to get that done. And also, I picked up some onion sets. These were £1 each. It says £1.79 on there, but they come through as a pound. So I normally grow my onions from seed, but I just saw these and picked them up. So I got 50 of these in each packet. So I've got some Red Cross and some Presto. And also here is all my garlic cloves, which I've saved from last year. So I need to plant them out soon as well. Ideally, I should have done that already, but as long as they get out before all the frosts are done, because they do need a frost to separate the cloves. So as long as I get that done pretty soon, they should be fine. And these were just some of the smaller onions which I grew last year, which I've saved. I'm just going to stick them back in, kind of just use them as sets, see how they go. If they go to seed, then that's good for me because I can save the seeds for next year. So I've got a few red ones in there and a few white ones. I'm kind of hoping they do go to seed because, like I said, I want to save the seeds. So, and also I saved a few sweet corns from last year and dried them out. So I'll be trying to save the seeds from these as well. Because ideally, I want to be able to save all my own seeds for things rather than keep buying seeds year after year. I'm not sure how well these will work, but I will get some ordinary seeds from the shop as well, just in case. But if they work, then that's great. And these are seeds I've saved from what are they called? Marigold seeds. I've just saved a few of the heads. These are full of seeds. There's hundreds in each one. And these are good for slug cannon fodder. So I just dot them around the veg garden all over the place. The slugs absolutely love them, and they tend to leave other things alone because they prefer them. It worked quite well last year, so I'm going to do that again this year. So I just dot a few seeds in each plant pot and just randomly dot a few around the veg garden. The slugs will be attracted to them, and they should leave my veg alone, hopefully. That's the idea. It's worked in the past, so anyway, so I'll take you out to the veg garden now, and I'll show you a few more things out there. Okay, guys, so we're out in the veg garden now. We've had a bit of snow, only a little bit, and it looks like there might be some more up there. So hopefully we don't get snowed on during this video. But I just want to show you a few things out here. There's obviously not too much going on, but I've got all my fruit trees along here. You can see them. They're all dormant at the moment. And these are all my container grown trees. Lots of these grown from seeds and cuttings, which I have shown you in the past. So I've got all sorts here. These are spruce that these are about 2 or 3 years old now, seed grown. And there's not much else out at the moment. It's a cotonia stuff, if that's how you say it, that was grown from a cutting. And just lots of other little trees. These are all my seed grown. I've got Japanese maples grown from seed, silver birch, red birch. This one here was a chestnut tree which I grew last year. It's got one leaf left on it. It hasn't come off. You still see the chestnut there. And all the buds waiting to open in the spring. These are all hawthorn, seed grown hawthorn. These were just collected because they randomly sprout up all over the place. So just collected a few of them, put them in a pot. Just because they're quite nice. And they make ideal hedging. And I've got one more thing to show you over here. These were olive tree cuttings. I wasn't expecting much from them, but they have all rooted. There's loads of roots coming out of the bottom. This plant pot was actually stuck to the ground when I took it up, as the roots had come straight through. So some of them in there have rooted. So got some more new olive trees ready to be separated and potted up in a few weeks' time. Try and get that done before the weather warms up. So that's quite an interesting thing. I'll probably do a separate video on taking the cuttings from the olive tree. And the main veg bed, covered in snow at the moment, that we put the chicken manure on. And that's where I'm going to be planting all the onions and garlic. And more fruit trees around the edge of there. I'll take you over in a minute and give you a little bit more of a close-up. And all these trugs you see here along here are all full of strawberry plants, so should have a nice harvest of strawberries this year. And there's grapevines, the wineberry over there, and my currant and gooseberry bushes. Them two there in the middle that you can see there are fig trees. Well, that one there is an artichoke, which I bought at the end of last year. I've just stuck that in a pot for now. Whether or not I decide to put it in the ground, I haven't decided yet. And there's plums, cherries, apricot and peach along there, all potted because I want to be able to remove them when we move house, because this is a rental property. Anyway, I'll take the camera off the tripod and show you a few more things, give you a little bit of more close-up views. And I'll try and show you the snow on the hill. Okay, so don't know if you can see that, but I just wanted to quickly show you all the snow on the hills over there. So we're in Mid Wales here in the UK. We had a little bit of snow last night, not much, a couple of centimetres. Most of it's melted now, but you can see over on the hills there's still a fair amount up there. Anyway, we'll head back to the veg garden, show you a few more things. Okay guys, so just took the camera off the tripod and I'll quickly show you a few things around the veg garden. I've got a jet going across now. Hopefully that won't show up too loud in the video. But anyway, these are all my trees. Oh, lots of different types in here. Spruce and the conifers. And the birches. Boxwood. All growing from seed and cuttings. See, most of them are dormant at the moment. These ones here are bay trees, grown from cuttings. Again, I'm going to do videos on taking the cuttings and rooting them and stuff. Lots of these are silver birch. Obviously, not much to see at the moment because they're all dormant. Some of the bigger ones there. That one there, that red one, is a dogwood. That's a plum. And some more silver birches. And another type of conifer, spruce or something, that I picked up. That was covered in fake snow. Picked that up at the end of last year. Beginning of last year, sorry. Some more trees along here. This one's a blackthorn, which I salvaged from a garden clearance. All these thin branches you see here are all new growth from last year. When I got it, it was just that stick, and that one there is the Japanese smoke tree. Obviously, no leaves on it at the moment, but I will show you them once the buds come out. And this one here is a maple, I believe. Again, salvaged from a garden clearance. See, some of the buds are actually starting to open a bit on that one. So the next month or two, all these buds should be bursting. That's a Scots pine there. I salvaged that. That was a little tiny thing. That's a year or two I've had that now. It's doing quite well. That was salvaged out of some hedging that was ripping out. That's a maple. A sycamore, I think. Sycamore maple, or maybe a Norway maple. Probably sycamore. The bud's waiting to come out on that. And I'm not 100% sure what one that is. I think it's a Alberta spruce or something. The little Christmas trees that have the fake snow on, that you pick up in the garden centres. That's one of my hazelnuts. I've only got a couple of these left now, but these were seed grown. God, must be about 3 or 4 years ago now. So that video is quite popular, the hazelnut growing video. This is a oak tree here. Not standard oak, this is a Cecil oak, if I'm saying that right. But it hangs onto its leaves, and just before the buds burst, it'll drop all the old leaves. So throughout the winter, you get all this nice golden foliage. So they're quite nice. They're all willow, all in these pots here. These are 2-year-old currant cuttings, black currant, I believe. We're doing quite well. I've got 5 of them. And that's my Royal Empress tree. That must be about 5 years old now, growing from seed. This is normally comes out quite late. This will be in amongst the last things to come out, because it's quite tropical, but it is hardy. That's the cherry tree that we potted up in one of my previous videos. I did a video of this. This was a bare-rooted cherry tree. And the peach there. So I can't wait for spring to come along. So all the leaves come back. Winter seems too long to me. That one there's a plum. That one's an apricot. That's the artichoke green globe. That should come back next year. This year, sorry. Keep doing that. These 2 are the figs. These were cuttings as well. I've had these about 3 years now. Kept them in pots. I repotted them into some fresh compost last year and put some chicken manure mulch on top in my last video. These are currants and gooseberry. That's another currant there. One of these is a Goji Berry, this one I believe, that I bought last year from Morrison's. I think it was about £2. Grapevine growing from seed. That's the Japanese wine berry, and that's carried on growing throughout the whole winter. Oh, no, that's the wine berry that's coming from over there. And that's a blueberry bush. Again, bought it last year for a couple of £. That's another seed-grown grape. This one here is quite an old grapevine that my mum and dad didn't want, so they gave that to me. End of last year. It's got the The wineberry's growing up at the moment. That's quite an established one, so jumped at the chance to take that. It was huge, but I've pruned it right down just to transport it. And all the strawberries along there. So up until a little while ago, we were still getting strawberries off of these throughout the winter, every now and then. These are my raspberry canes. Because I've got them in a pot, every year I only allow 4 to grow and chop the rest out. So I've got 4 in there. We get a few raspberries off them, but ideally they need to be in the ground so that they can spread more. That's a Chardonnay white grapevine there. I've had that a couple of years now. Does alright in the pot, but again, ideally I need to get it in the ground, but we'll have to wait until we've got our own property. And the last but not least is the kiwi plant. That did loads of growth last year. All this was last year's. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed today's little veg garden tour and quick update on the bits and bobs that I've got going on in the veg garden. Ended up being quite a long video, so if you made it this far, thanks a lot for watching. I'll keep you updated on everything I've got growing, and soon I'll be out here digging this in, all this chicken manure, and I've got garlic and onions to plant in there, so keep an eye out for the next video guys. We'll be doing that, and probably a few other things. I've got to plant that bare root apple tree, so we'll get that done soon as well. And the leeks that are salvaged from the compost heap, we've got to plant them out as well, so we're doing that as well. And I want to try and get hold of some of this cheap compost that's been going around, because they're phasing out the peat-free, they're phasing out the peat-based compost. So all the garden centres are getting rid of it at the moment, really cheap, sometimes 50p a bag I've seen. And the Jack's Magic's been going for £2.50 a bag. So try and get out to some garden centres if you can, and grab yourself some of that before they phase it out. It's a good thing that they're phasing it out, but obviously we might as well use it if it's going cheap, as long as they're not taking any more from the peat bogs. Anyway guys, thanks so much for watching. Sorry if I went on a bit too long, but never mind, I'm sure some of you don't mind the long videos. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you all subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And feel free to leave a comment and like the video. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a great week. See ya.